Welcome back to Scallywag TV. It's Monday the 22nd, Warwick, Brooklyn. Yesterday we were out on board the Scallywag. A different sort of a day. We were expecting more, but boy, didn't we have some dramas. Mains were coming down, furlers not unfurling, etc., etc. And then we got very wet, and then we didn't finish the actual coverage because we were wet as shags. But today, totally different. Easterly, windward lewards.
Yeah, totally different day. Yeah, a lot of rust lying out. I mean, just to recap, they had a mammoth task just getting the boat here to this regatta in some sort of racing shape. They were still working on getting the canting keel and the hydraulics, the calibration sorted out. As you said, problem with the lock. I think it was a bit more human error there. But the boys,
well, I mean, it's not as good a preparation as what Wild Oats. That's the opposition for them. But hopefully today we're going to see the Scallywag straight lining it, lighter breeze. We should get a fair test today between these two boats through the water speed. But I think the old story will prevail, where a very slick, prepared crew on Wild Oats will probably get away because of the slick handling in the short manoeuvre courses.
Yeah, and there's just no substituting time on the water, and so they're on the bit of the back foot there, the Scallywag boys. But they've went to the room of mirrors last night, and David had a pretty good talk to them. Let's say that
a debrief.
A debrief, and they've been out trying to sort out some issues. We saw they had some issues with their furler on the A sail on the asymmetrical spinnaker. But yeah, let's just hope they have a clean run and get off the line. The thing is, quite clearly, and we saw yesterday, and talking to the Oats guys, Mark Richards and Ian Murray, and that this morning, they acknowledge that the boat is quick, that it's got a lot of potential, and yeah, they've just got to get that whole team environment and the maintenance and all the operations of that complex craft sorted out.
Well, that's the expectation for all the fans too. They want to see Scallywag come up to the level of Wild Oats and keep those two boats just going head to head, and that's great for the sport and great for yacht racing really in Australia particularly. Now that we know Comanche's not coming down, that's pretty official. They won't be down for the Hobart, unfortunately. Right. So the interest is going to centre around how much Scallywag can improve and come to Wild Oats for that Hobart this year.
Yeah, and the Oats guys, they want it. Otherwise, they're going to be sailing around by themselves. That's right. Out here. And those guys embrace competition. They're always looking to lift the bar higher every time they go sailing. And that's where the bar is.
Well, the fans are going to see that today in front of them, where we've got two windward lure courses. We're out here in a little chase boat. We're going to try and set the boat up so we're not rolling around too much and we don't use the power so you can hear what we're saying. But yeah, we'll do the start, we'll do the first crosses, we'll do the mark roundings, and we'll try and get two races on one video, and that will go up this evening sometime. Yeah. So anyway, well, let's come back. We'll shut it down here and we'll come back into the pre-start and see those two go head to head again. That's the best part. Back to you then. Okay, Warwick, we just heard the 1 minute to go signal, and the two boats, as you would expect, are locked together. Oats just tacking back onto starboard. It's not a bad position. David's going to end up to weather of him. Where would you be, Woz, if it was you?
Well, the thing is, Rico and those boys are renowned for wanting to own the pin. Listening to David prior to coming out in the water, he was not going to take that on with the Oats. He wanted to have some separation. It's just to weather him though, and guys, he's got the rest of the IRC A fleet, the TP52s and stuff that can manoeuvre very easily and will be very aggressive. But he's basically doing a time run now, 12 seconds. He's got a little bit of gas from Patrice and a Beau Jest, but he's got to find a hole there.
Well, Rico's going to have to put his bow, or keep his bow up, because he's only just getting in here.
Yeah. Okay, so actually, if they can get through the gap above Patrice, Scallywag's got a better start. I mean, they're getting a little bit slowed down. Oats was late there by about 15 seconds, in fact. But they've done what their signature is, and that is to get to the pin, get the hammer down, and they're going to push out to the left. Scallywag is getting compromised by Patrice. I'm hearing some noises off the boats. We can't quite make out what it is, whether Patrice is a bit upset with them or not. But they've punched through, they're clear. But it's going to be very difficult, or it could be difficult for Scallywag to live there.
Okay, Wilson, we'll cut from this action. We'll try to conserve our card and get you the first cross. These two big boats are going to go out to the left-hand side of this track. And right now, as you can see, it's Wild Oats trying to get his bow forward on Scallywag. Let's see what happens. We'll come back to you when the cross turns up. Okay, now there's a bit of vision for you, which is all very good for the Scallywag team. Warwick, 5 minutes in, and they're holding a lane there, brother.
Yep, they're holding their lane really well, Kilo. You know, and in fact, I think they've actually done more than that. They've got a bit of gauge off them, and that's the critical thing here. There's so much turbulence coming off, obviously there's any boat, but these big boats, that for Scallywag to hold their lane and to get gauge is really encouraging for them. And they're doing a heck of a job here. The boat looks really good. The pace is almost identical, but as I said, critically, they've been able to get off them a little bit.
And right now they're on starboard, so they're going to take them all the way to that shore. Oates is going to have to take their stern.
Well, they're controlling, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in controlling position. That'll do us. We just thought we'd show you that. We'll come back when the tacks go on. Back to you then. Okay, folks, we've had 3 tacks in about the last 4 minutes. There's a full-on match race going on. Scallywag's still in front, Warwick. This is heating up to be a really good race today.
Yeah, that was great. So both coming out to the left of the course. Oates tacked. Scallywag crossed them, did a dump on them, forced Oates to go back to the left again. Then Scallywag extended out to the right a little bit, came back to cover off the Oates. The Oates tacked back, trying to get back to the right. Scallywag did a dump on them again, pushed them back out to the left, and now Scallywag's heading back towards the centre of the course, and is now doing their own thing. So great job and great tacking on both boats.
Yeah, just really exciting for the Scallywag boys. They're in this big time, and they're giving nothing away to the mighty Oates at this stage. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a second with more crosses. Tell us when you're rolling. Okay, Warwick, this is what it's all boiled down to. This is the first mark rounding, and it's the mighty Scallywag. Still got his lead over the big Oates. You can see Oates just a weather. But David, this looks like a port hand rounding to me. They got a live. The real surprise was a 60-foot Reichel Pew, wasn't it? Alive, and he's going to get round this mark first just by good management and lining up that mark properly. Well,
the point was that the bulk of the fleet pushed out to the right early, and Scallywag and the Oates were match racing each other, pushed themselves out to the left, which was the non-favoured side of the course, and Alive was had a good lead on the first cross, and then Scallywag actually got in front of them again as they go and deploy that big A1, and but then the Scallywag did a match race. Well, they got a problem with the haven't got a complete unfurl there. They need to get that sorted. Jib coming down.
Come back
but
down
they did
left.
a match race on the Wild Oats and just go the position back to Alive. But all this is about is the contest between Scallywag and Wild Oats, the match race. So there's a visual. It's about 4 boat lengths, the gap. So
bit different to yesterday, Warwick.
Very different to yesterday, but Oates had a quick unfurl, but I think they got an issue with might have an issue when the winch is working now, and now they got power into their A sail. Jib's slow to come down on the Scallywag.
And he's sailing above his course that he'd like to be sailing. He's got to heat that up, surely.
Yeah, no, they got issues. Scallywag has got some issues. I saw that it didn't completely unfurl. I think it's unfurled now. It's in the distance. But, yeah, they're looking a bit soft and slow in the water at the moment.
And that opens the door for the mighty Wild Oats. So that's the action at the top mark. We'll shut down now and go back down the bottom and see how it's all panned out. Okay, folks, we're down at the bottom turn mark, leeward end of the course, and the race just getting better now for the Scallywag, was it? And Wild Oats got another jibe to do to get in here.
Correct. They've extended. We've been racing now for nearly 40 minutes. Scallywag pushed out to the left, looking upwind further than the Oats. The Oats jibe first, and they've done it. They've extended their lead. Oats will. The Scallywag's going to the right-hand mark, looking upwind, which is the favoured one that I see, and the Oats will probably go. Won't do another jibe, and will probably go to the other end and split. Breeze has gone soft, Kilo, so Scallywag's done well to do that in this lighter air.
Matt Humphries possibly picked the angle?
Yeah, well Matt will have the tablet out and have all the ley lines, but that was just Oats pushing out to the other side. They're very soft.
Well, they've got to do an in and jibe and get that away unless they're going to go to this other mark. Maybe they'll do that to get a split. David's coming back to protect the gauge that he wants off this boat.
Correct. And like we're over 30 seconds now and Oats hasn't hit the mark yet. So what's Oats going to do? Are they going to go to the left?
I would be if I was them. Keep the pace on, just go power it up, back on.
I think they're going for the jibe, Kilo.
Ooh.
They're coming around for the jibe. It's the right was favoured. The right is favoured upwind, and as you said, Scallywag putting in attack to protect, and the right favoured upwind big time. We saw that with Alive.
And a bit of an issue here with the front sail and the A sail, the furled A sail's got tangled up in it.
And also too, they've got had an inner forestay there, so that's helping. And we don't see that very often.
We do not. They're bareheaded
so they
right now.
Haven't got a jib.
So more advantage Scallywag.
Okay, now they're unfurling that.
So David Witt always believed that the old Ragamuffin 100 had some potential, and didn't get a great chance to prove that. He got second down to Hobart, but that was because there were some retirements. He had to fight for that, as you recall. There was the Rambler 88 he had to put away right at the death, but he did it, and he got a second. So this is the first time they've come together.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job. And if Scallywag can hang on for one more lap, that'll be the first time they've defeated the mighty Oats. So now Scallywag doing a cover tack, going back to cover off on the Oats, who was pushing out at the right, but they've extended further than with those problems that the Oats had. So it's all looking good, Kilo.
Yeah, my word, it's getting soft though. That's the only issue, but I can't see it completely disappearing. We'll come back to you up at the top turn mark and see what happened on the way up. Okay, here's a very good sight for us, Wazza, on Scallywag TV. The great Scallywag has still got that lead, and it probably looks like it's opened up a bit.
Yeah, it has, and they tacked a little bit inside the Oats. They both went all the way out to the right, and the good news is that Scallywag's got the lay just right, a little bit tight at the end, but they're now been going for nearly 65 minutes. So they go around at 64.52, and let's just hope they get a deploy. They're going in for a jibe set.
Big turn.
Trying to get back to the favoured side, of course. Deploying the A1.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, that's the end of that race.
Yeah, that's the end of that. That is the end of that.
We've got a man overboard, and by the time they get back...
Yeah, we've got to go down and get them. Brownie, can you get her?
Yeah, 10-4, we've got the committee boat, Mark Lang boat. Who would that be, I wonder? Was it?
I think that might be Kim.
A young lady.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Scallywag has got a few guests on board today, some of the sponsors and their wives, so it's a lot of fun for those guys
Just
getting out in the water.
Israel. Go forward, Israel.
Big turn on the Oats right here. And that...
Okay, so Oats just deploys. They're going out the other way. They're just doing a normal bear away set.
very silky, the sound of that
So
unfoot.
we've got the Rob Brown in the race committee boat, or top mark boat, has got the MOB off the Scallywag.
The GOB, I think it was,
Yeah,
Warwick.
yeah.
Okay, so that's the setup, folks. We'll save a bit of car. The excitement continues. Scallywag, nice little break. GOB and heading for the finish line. Wild Oats heading out to the the left-hand side of the course, looking upwind. We'll get down the bottom and see what happens. Interesting finish now, Warwick. We've got the camera on Wild Oats coming in on a pretty tight lay to this finishing line. We're right on it, and if you come round, Blake, you'll get Scallywag, who's went out higher to this mark, had to jibe to make a tight angle in. How's he going?
Well, there's no doubt that Oates has taken a huge chunk out of what was Scallywag's lead. I think Scallywag might be close enough, but they're going to have to initiate another jibe. But they're soft. They're both soft, but yeah, definitely it's almost bow on bow. But I think Scallywag's got enough here. They're closer to the committee boat, and they'll be able to do a dial down and just nip the Oats across the line. But it's going to be really tight, racing for, 52 minutes now. They had a couple of minute lead at the top mark, and certainly that has been whittled down to, it's going to be a few seconds. But hopefully Scallywag can just hang on to this and get a well-deserved win. And it'll be the first time they've defeated the mighty Oats. And there's not many boats in the world that have done that.
Dead right, was her. And yeah, well, here she comes. All she's got to do is start putting that bow down. They've got about enough pace on there, I think, just to shoot that.
Yep.
And Oats getting closer and closer on Port Jibe.
Yep. So now Scallywag is basically windward of the committee boat. They've just got to get a little bit further and just do that dial down. They can't do it yet.
Gosh.
And we're just about on the line. And look at the Oats coming in to the left, Blake. Oats coming in really hot. Okay, we're right on the transit of the pin. And there you go.
Well done, Scallywag.
Great victory to the Scallywag. And look at that. It's half a boat length in it after 54 minutes of racing. That's pretty awesome.
A bit like an 18-foot skiff race on Sydney Harbour, was it, that one? That finish?
Yeah. So, no, that's really good. So, well done to those boys, and both boats sailing really well.
So that's the end of the first race on today, Monday, the 22nd. So we'll come back to you when we get close to a start. There's another race. I hope the breeze comes back in. It's pretty soft down here, as you can see. So Scallywag TV over and out at this point in time.